Hey ho, my name is Joe. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 6 of my reading reset. Hello there. If you are new here, my name is Joe and I am Fight and Read Like a Girl. I do things bookish and polycystic ovarian syndrome related. You caught me right in the middle of a reading reset where I go over all the books that I read in the previous year, which would be 2024. I used to do this in journal form, but now I do it in videos just so everybody else can enjoy them as well. But it also, this is a reference for myself to fall back on later on. So thank you for tuning in. If you were coming back, thank you for being here. Thank you for being so patient with me, guys. It has been already a year. So let's dive in and go ahead and get started. Today we are going to be talking about, this list was so hard to narrow down. Yesterday I had 10, okay? Because I was being very indecisive, but I really wanted to bring it down to like the top 5 books that I'd be adding to my all-time favorite books. But I had it narrowed down to 7. Or maybe it's 8. I don't remember. We're going to put a counter on the screen as I talk about these books because, oh my goodness, okay? I don't even know where to begin with some of these. I mean, definitely, we're going to talk through this, so there's going to be minimal editing on this, okay? So definitely, how can I explain it? 2024, okay, for me, was a very interesting year, okay? We're gonna go with that. So 2024 for me, to say the least, was a very interesting year. And first I wasn't going to do this video where I have books that I add to my all-time favorites, but then there was some books that I did read that I cannot stop thinking about. They live completely 100% rent-free in my mind, and I knew that those are the books that would have to go into my all-time favorites. So first, let's see, what rating did I give that one? Okay, so the first book that I'm going to add to my all-time favorites is The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. Okay, now, we don't know what number this is until I edit this video, but I will keep track of it at least, so we have that. Okay. The reason why I'm adding this to my all-time favorite is because the story is so adorable. Okay? You have this one little boy who loses his most treasured thing from his childhood. Oh, he is a child in the story. But he loses the one most treasured stuffed animal that he had. And like, he's devastated, and his stepsister basically replaces it, and he's upset about it. But then he ends up going into like this world with this pig, like the Christmas pig, and to go find his pig. It's a cute, adorable little adventure. Like, this one had me thinking about all of like my favorite stuffed animals that I lost in my life. Like one in particular, actually, my mom ended up replacing it, and I kind of want to go to this world just to go find my original. But Anyway, like, it was just so cute, so adorable. I highly recommend reading the physical book because it's got some beautiful illustrations in it. If you do read it on Audible, definitely still pick yourself up a copy, and anytime it's a new chapter, flip to that new chapter. Check out one of the illustrations because the illustrations are beautiful. And this is one of those books that I am going to be recommending for a long time to come. A long time. And it was just so freaking cute. It definitely deserves the all-time favorites award because it got me thinking a lot about my most prized stuffed animal when I was a kid, and kind of makes me wonder what world they would be in, because I don't even know if it really got lost, but it's just so adorable. Yeah, why not? Alright, so this next one, try it again. So this next one that I'm a little surprised actually made it into my all-time favorites list, because I'm sitting here like scrolling through all the books thinking about, I read this book on the 31st of December of 2024. And no, it was not before that. It was the 30th. I read this on the 30th of 2024 of December. I just said that date really weird. Anyway, but I mean, it has, like, anytime I like look at the cover, it's got me thinking about the book. And I'm thinking about the thoughts that I had about the book. And it's just, that is probably going to be a story that's going to stick with me for a very long time. It's a very, very cute story about a very, very old tree that people make wishes on. And they're hoping that their wish comes true. Well, the tree is telling its story. And it's a very, very cute, adorable story. I absolutely love this. It made me appreciate old trees a lot more. I mean, not that I didn't already. I mean, I am a nature lover. But the point is, I love the feeling I have when I think about this book. It definitely could be one of my considered my all-time favorites because of those feelings. I feel like that warm and fuzzy, and I love that feeling. Anytime I look at a book after I read it, if I get that warm and fuzzy feeling, I'm happy. And it becomes an all-time favorite. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed Wish Tree. I would recommend it because, I mean, it's definitely a great middle grade read. I mean, if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I love a good middle grade. And this would be great for, like, you know, teaching your kids the value of trees, I think. And, I mean, just even if, like, an adult reads it, like, you won't be disappointed. It's super cute. And I'm a sucker for middle grade, so I can't help it. Alright? But I definitely think, yeah, that would be added to my all-time favorites because of the way it flows. It's really cute. Very cute. That's about really all I can say about it. It's just cute. Alright, let's see. Alright, so this next one I'm going to count as two, but it is two separate books. but it is by the same author. So we have Rust Colored Rain by Otto Schaefer and A Safe Place to Die by Otto Schaefer. Okay, I'm gonna try to fit both those on the screen. But yes, indie author, I am adding these two books to my all-time favorites books because I'm telling you right now, I talk about this book so freaking much, but if you love zombie apocalypse like stories, if you love The Last of Us, if you love World War Z, this book is for you. Okay, so this book is, or these two books, so the first one, Rust Colored Rain, is where it starts. There is a asteroid or a meteor that hits the earth that then causes this like rust colored rain that turns people into zombies. So then you have your two main characters. You've got your female main character and your male main character. They're a married couple. They're kind of separated from each other, like when this all happens. So they're trying, most of the book, they're trying to get back to each other. And you end up meeting this like pretty cute little girl, and it's just such a wild ride. Like, this book had me up all night. No, actually, A Safe Place to Die had me up all night, just binge reading it just to know what happened. And Otto Schaefer's writing, I cannot express enough, is just so amazing. Okay? This man is so talented as an author. The story that comes out of his mouth is crazy. Alright. We're talking about Safe Place to Die. Alright. I don't even remember where my thoughts were on that. I got interrupted. Again, I've been interrupted like 4 or 5 times trying to do this video. It's whatever. Okay. So I did stay up very, very, very late reading this. And again, his descriptions in here were absolutely mind-blowing. These two have definitely been added to my all-time favorites because I cannot stop thinking about these books. And I am waiting not so patiently for the third one, which he just finished, and he's like in like the editing process. I don't even remember what the third one's about, like what it's called, but I am so excited for the third one. And when I get a release date, I'll definitely be telling you guys. But because I can't seem to talk about Rust Colored Rain and A Safe Place to Die, we're gonna move on. Alright, let's see, what another one am I thinking that is a favorite of last year, like all-time favorite? If I had to pick between those two, I would definitely have to say Never Lie by Kay. So you have this couple who are trying to escape from like a winter storm, and if I remember correctly, they go into the house that they're thinking about purchasing, and they like uncover like some secrets from like the house and stuff like that. Like, they're just in this house just to escape the snowstorm, and they start uncovering secrets about the person who lived there. And what a crazy wild ride. This is going into my all-time favorites because when I look at the cover of the book, those feelings come flooding back, and they're creeped out feelings, but at the same time, it's so hard to explain. But I definitely say this would be all-time favorites because it just, It's a crazy, crazy wild ride. I would recommend this to you because of its crazy wild ride. But I always say that we can all read the same book, but we don't all read all the same book, because I've seen some other people do reviews on this book and be like, no, it doesn't work. It's not for me. Which that's okay. But I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the twist coming. I was just like, what? Excuse me? Okay. So when it comes to psychological or like thrillers, if I don't see the twist coming, it does usually end up making my all-time favorites list. So yes, never lie. Next one. So the next one I have that I'm adding to my all-time favorites is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. Good reason. Okay. So this book is about a girl who reads this book that was recommended to her, and you start off like her reading the end of it, and so then she makes her review online, like a 1-star review, and the author comes after her for it, asking her to remove it. You're like, this is bad for my reviews and stuff like that. And you then get set off in this like wild ride where this like author is trying to kill her, so because she didn't remove her review. Talk about a crazy wild ride. I was so scared reading this book. I felt like if I now give a book a 1-star review, the author's going to come after me. Like, this book terrified me. And those are the feelings that I feel when I see this book. I feel terrified. I probably won't give a book a 1-star review again because of this book. But if you haven't read this book, I recommend it. I don't want to say anything else about it because I want to give away the story. But it is a crazy, 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 crazy wild ride. It's so crazy. That's why I'm giving this is going on my all-time favorites list. Okay. I don't even know where my thoughts was. Keep getting interrupted to do this video. So, we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. So, the next one that I think I'll be adding to my all-time favorites, or that I know I'm adding to my all-time favorites. This one's actually surprised me. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I really wish I could go back and reread it for the first time and do my research on it before I do. Because I found myself crying. This brought up so many emotions for me, but this is about Lily, who you have like 2 separate timelines. You have like when she's an adult and when she's like a teenager, and there's like those 2 separate timelines. She writes letters to Ellen DeGeneres, and like future her is basically just trying to make her way through life, and she ends up falling in love and getting pregnant and having a baby and all that fun stuff. I don't want to like say much more than that because I don't want to spoil the story for you, but there was so many emotions with this, and I loved some of those emotions that I had. It put me on a roller coaster of emotions. So that's why I really love this book. And it is in my all-time favorites because of that. So, this is like the second time I've talked about this book, so this is just how you should go read it, right? Right. So, we're going to try to move on before I get interrupted again. So, what's 7? Alright, so 3 more, and we can make it to top 10. I should have a little counting down. So 7, we're at 3. Okay, so this one, next one, has surprised me just like everything else. Though, not really, because one of their other books is also in my all-time favorites book, or this author duo a lot. And I will probably end up picking up a lot more by this author duo. But that is In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. Okay. So this is kind of like a Christmas meets Groundhog Day, like that movie. And I really love it when it's that kind of trope. Like, I love a Groundhog Day like story. And so you have this girl, like, she wakes up back into Christmas. Like, it's the 26th. They are driving. They're either driving or they're on a plane. They're driving. And her parents make an announcement. And then next thing she knows, she's on a plane headed back to the house that they have Christmas in every year. And so she's trying to like she keeps jumping. Oh. So she keeps jumping back into the Christmas that they have every year. Or like it's the Christmas of that year. And it is just, it's wild. Like, it definitely ends the exact same way the Unhoneymooners ended. Like, I don't know if all Christina Lauren's books do that. But it jumps back. It kind of ends the same way the Unhoneymooners did. So that's kind of a little bit of a spoiler if you've read the Unhoneymooners. But the end of it was just so sweet. I cried at the end of this. And I will probably end up thinking of this book a lot. Ow! Ow! I'll probably definitely be thinking of this book a lot, and I will be recommending this book a lot. So that's why it's in my all-time favorites. Absolutely love this book. Alright, so I'm striving for 10 here. Is a book that, if we really think about it, it's a book that I didn't think that would make the list. But because I just thinking of the emotions, and I've talked about this book multiple times already. Yeah, I've talked about this book a few times already. No, let's see. We're talking this through. Ward D was really good. But that was 4 stars. Inmate was 5 stars. Yep, so I'm actually, since I'm like talking this through, because this is a psychological thriller and I really did enjoy it, I'm gonna go with The Inmate by Frida McFadden. So this one is really, really good. Okay, so you have Brooke, who is a new nurse practitioner at a men's prison. Okay, and like she ends up going to this prison where she has a connection with one of the people who were in this prison, and she's hoping that like he never recognizes her or anything like that, but she was the one who put her in that prison, or put him in that prison, and he's hoping he doesn't recognize her, but then he ends up recognizing her, and it is just a crazy ride. You jump between the 2 timelines and all that, and I did not expect the ending on this. I do find myself thinking about this book a lot, and I know that this will be one I'll be recommending until the end of time. So this is your sign that you should go read this. Really any Frida McFadden book. Like, if you need a Frida McFadden recommendation, hit me up. I will give you one based on what you love. So, yes, I am a sucker for Frida McFadden. I like her a lot. But now we're gonna go with the number one pick that I have for that I'm adding to my all-time favorites, because we just narrowed it down to 10 because that was really hard to do. So apparently I got too distracted, and unfortunately I forgot to add number 2, so I just jumped to number 1, so I apologize. But I definitely will be having an updated video coming of my all-time favorites soon. I'm gonna have to go with Pen Pal by J.T. Geisner. I read this at the beginning of the year, like close to the beginning of the year, maybe like in like March, April, or May or something like that. And I am still thinking about it. I cannot stop thinking about this book. It's a ride. It's paranormal. It's a paranormal, spicy romance. It has smut. It has spicy scenes. It is just what a ride. Like, so you have this girl who, it's been a while, hold on. So you have this girl, she received a letter from somebody in prison that says, I will wait forever if I have to. And then all of a sudden, like, things like start going weird with her house. And it's just a thriller. It is so freaking good. I don't know what else to say about that book. I'm always recommending that book. If you love smut, you need to read that book. So, those are my top 10 books that I'm adding to my all-time favorites. If you made it this far, thank you. I was trying to do a minimal editing on this video just so it's like all the way through, but that unfortunately did not happen because I kept getting interrupted, but that's fine. So I'm hoping that this video is not too choppy. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you made it this far, don't forget to check out all my links down below. I've got links to my Goodreads, like to Storygraph. I think I've got links to TikTok. I've got a link to my book, which is down there as well. So if you made it this far, make sure you check out all those links. And let me know down in the comments, like, what was, like, your favorite book that you read in 2024 that you are still thinking about. Like, these are my top 10 that I'm still thinking about. So if you made it this far, let me know in the comments what yours was. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out all the rest of the reading reset. And tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the books that I started in 2024 that I need to finish. So, I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.